what I'm going to ask for you guys to do here on the TikTok is please tap away there. Tap, 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 tap. How many taps should we try for? 250,000? Let's do 250K. Yeah? Yeah? Let's do that. Woo! Y'all didn't know you were going to get some vertigo, did you? Yeah. All right. Ready? I have a few people on my list already because if you are members of my Linktree, if you're subscribers to my Linktree, anything like that, y'all got first dibs. Y'all got first dibs. I'm just saying. Just saying. I had my door open a while ago and there's a little tiny moth in here and he probably needs to go back outside. He probably needs to go back outside. Holy shit, a whole bunch of y'all. Holy shit. I think it's time to just do the things. All right. Miss Mary, quite contrary, you are first on my list. All right. So I haven't just pulled cards in a long time, and I figured that's what I needed to do this evening. Because grace and generosity. Why did it do that? Oh, Lord, stop it. I don't understand why this does. Why do you do the things you do? All right. Miss Mary, you are first. So on full card reads, it'll be 3 to 5 cards, however many come out. And it is just what it is that you need to know, okay? Thank you guys for all of the goodies, all of the roses. All right. For those of you guys that don't know me, I am the Blue Bodhi. I have been a professional card reader since 2014. And when I say professional, I don't just mean reading for friends and family. I mean that I started off reading for sites, massive sites like Purple Ocean and things like that. So, yeah. All right, let's do this because my Wi-Fi is terrible here. So, we'll wait for the red dot of death to go away. Gotta love it. I froze because someone wanted to get on here and be live with me, and that is going to be a no-go unless I know somebody. I just went and turned that completely off. Second of all, if anything happens, I am on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. All right, Miss Mary, are you ready? Okay. So, Miss Mary, I pulled one card, then 2 in the middle, then the one over here on the end. Dropped your luck and picked up a gold mine. The very first one I pulled for you was the Eye of the Needle, which is intentionality. Then you had 2 cards come out, which the top one, and I want you to notice the colors. The top one is the Root Girl, and this is the disowned self. Underneath that is the back of the card, Stranger, which is curiosity. And notice the genie. Notice that it goes from this to blue. Thank you, Chris, for the cute little palm trees. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys coming to join me over here because I still have not heard about the appeal I filed. And truthfully, at this point, I don't expect to. So here's where I'll be till Monday. And then the final card you have is Deep Quiet, which is stillness and meditation. So what this tells me, Miss Mary, quite contrary, is you've been realizing that you've been purposely doing things. And I don't mean just, oh yeah, I need to go to this grocery store. I'm going to the grocery store. You've been purposely doing things, I would say probably over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And now you're realizing why you did all of these other things. why you have been laying everything in place, why you have been putting this here or driving a different way to work. Thank you, Miss Kim. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Why you've been doing things. It's almost like you've been trusting your gut and not even knowing you've been trusting your gut. And then when something happens and you're like, holy shit, that's why I did that. That's what's going on. But in realizing that you've been trusting yourself and trusting your gut, that's where this comes in, is you don't feel in the world anymore. You feel like you are in a bubble and the world is in a bubble over here, and your bubbles just kind of do this. They don't really touch. Thank you so much, Miss Kathi, honey. You're realizing that you feel disconnected from the norm, from the normal you. Thank you, Chris. You're so sweet. All of the palm trees. All of the palm trees. I say we all just go on a vacation and go hang out under the palm tree. Yeah. So this is just my backup account, y'all. This is not a new account. I've had this account for a couple of years. I just don't ever really get on it. Thankfully, I have almost 10,000 followers on this account, so I can go live. But, Miss Kathi, this right here, Miss Mary, in seeing that everything is falling in exactly how it's supposed to be, you've realized that you're not quite yourself. You don't feel like you anymore. So what's happening is you're literally ascending more than you realized you were ascending. Thank you, Crazy Crone. With that, now I understand, and most people here understand this as well, okay? Because this is crazy. You feel absolutely crazy. When you realize that you're kind of pulling away from yourself, you start to get this intense curiosity. I'll show you the nails in just a second, love. I just got them done today. You start to get this intense curiosity. Notice the red to the darker colors here. As to, what if I trusted my gut all the time? What have I been missing? What is over here on this side where I'm headed? You start realizing that you've been missing out on a lot of stuff by living very intentionally like you have been. I have a feeling you've needed to for a while, and the universe just started making you do it, and that's why it is what it is right now. But with this curiosity, this card right here, I don't think that this card is like, oh, you need to meditate. No. With this curiosity, you've kind of started to do this and pull back a bit from the world, and that, hey, I just need to process. I just need to pay attention, and I need to be in the moment. I need to process. I need to process. I need to process. I'm going to pull one more card because I think you just needed confirmation that that's what was going on. Yes, you are seeing things a lot differently. And yes, you aren't alone. And yes, sweet, you are getting onto a higher plane of existence, a higher vibration. You're coming into contact with the people you're supposed to be coming into contact with. Thank you, Miss Becca Boo. So here's the two cards I just drew for you. The first one is the Beloved with Radical Acceptance, and the next one is the Balancing Act. So this is balances on one foot. So one thing that comes with starting to realize that you're not in the world anymore is this balancing act. You have to still kind of pretend to be in the world because unfortunately, you know, your utility bills aren't going to pay themselves. And then you also have to have this radical acceptance that this is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing with my life now. And not only is this what I'm doing with my life now, but okay, I can't ever go back into the stupid. You know what I'm talking about? It's like we're all ignorant for a little while, and then when we come out of that and we wake up and we start moving forward, you kind of miss being in the stupid down here. You know, ignorance is bliss, but you can't ever go back there. You are moving absolutely in the right direction. Okay, Mary? But you have to accept that you are no longer in the world bubble. Your bubble is here, and it's just kind of like this with the world bubble. Okay? You're not crazy. Not anymore than you always have been, and not anymore than any of the rest of us, and it's okay. A lot of people are going through this right now. A lot of people are going through this right now. So, you aren't crazy, sugar, and you're not alone, and just breathe. It'll be okay. I promise. I got you. Okay? Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right. Hey, love. Thank you, Ashley, honey. Okay, I'll go in and look. So I got cat eyes again, but these are just blue and green. Like, they aren't the normal ones I get, so like they don't turn pink or purple. But I also got the underside pink glow in the dark. So yeah, there's that. All right. Miss Sadie, you are next, sugar. Maybe. Yeah, I started having her put stuff underneath. I had her do glitter last time, so I had her do hot pink underneath this time. Because that is one thing I absolutely hate, when I'm like showing you guys something and I'm like, hey, check out this or that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look at this. And the bottom of my nails are like terrible. No. No. Yay. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you guys for following me over here. Thank you. So this is from Mind Bender Tattoo. This is where my tattoo artist Jay is. They have a fantastic array of artists there. If you guys are in or around Oklahoma City, that's where you go. That's where you go. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. All right, Sadie, are you ready? Yeah, when I was down there last month, I bought a couple of shirts and I've been rocking them everywhere. So I'm paying attention because I have 3 and I feel like this 4th one is just, it's kind of like, this is what happens after all of this. So I'm paying attention because all of these cards coming out like this is a lot. So I'm actually going to pull both of these. I was just going to pull the bottom one, but I feel like I need to pull both of them. So I'm going to pull both of them. Well, you can't make this shit up. Okay. All right. We're going to leave these 2 upside down over here until I read this. What's interesting, the very first thing that caught my eye is me yawning. The first card is 53, but this card over here is 35. So it literally... So, like I said, you can't make this shit up. First, you got curiosity. Stranger curiosity. Then you have the hollow bone, which is teachability. And then you have the lost compass, getting back to integrity. So, you've had your little eyeballs opened up a lot recently. What this tells me right here is that you had a major pop in the forehead type of epiphany. Just, holy fuck. And I have a feeling that it was one of those big enough holy fucks that it kind of spun you for a little bit. So instead of just going, holy shit, and dealing with it, you went, holy shit, and you literally had to, like, oh God, had to step back. Like, I don't know what the fuck. There is Miss Donna. Let me get her on here as a moderator. So, Miss Donna here, it's her birthday. It's her birthday. So, you know, just saying. Happy birthday, Miss Donna. I hope you know that we love the shit out of you. And I hope you had a good day. Happy birthday. And now you're a mod over here too. All right, so Miss Sadie, what happened with this is that I think you also had this moment where you went, I need to learn more things. Not only do I need to learn more things, but I need to be showing other people how to do the things I've been doing for a while. I think you got a major upgrade to your spiritual self. I think you got a major upgrade to your confidence in your spiritual self. And I think that you've also realized like you're kind of coming back full circle with some things. So that's what this is. You're coming full circle, but better. You're going up the spiral. You know what I mean? You're coming full circle, but up here. I don't think yours is confirmation as much, like Mary's was. Yours is more, yes, that is what needed to happen. Yours is more, because I think that part of what you've been going back and forth with yourself about is, do I really need to be showing other people what I've learned? Did I really have that epiphany? Did the universe really kind of smack me in the forehead? It's not so much, yes, that happened, as it is the universe going, okay, this is what I did. Now, here's what we're doing. So these are the two cards that are coming because of what just happened. Okay? Oh my God, you cannot make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. This is meditation and stillness. And then you have Will-o'-the-Wisp, which is treasures hidden in the shadow, which is the shadow work card. So let's talk about the one that was on top, which is deep quiet. And, oh, hey, Candy. So do you have two? I'll look in just a second. So with this meditation and stillness, I do think that it's something you need to get back to. And here's the thing. When you have these epiphanies, when you have this smack in the forehead by the universe, you're going to have to take a step back and do some meditating and just kind of pay attention to where you are, where you're going, where you've been, where you need to go, where you didn't need to go. You know what I mean? You just need to kind of take a step back, do some meditating, and do kind of a self-assessment of what the fuck. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean, of what the fuck. Because with this was underneath it. Once you take that step back and you just kind of go, okay, I'm gonna just kind of float, pause for a minute. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna pay attention to these things. And you're gonna have a lot of these things right here. Did you really? I love that, Sadie. Those of you guys on YouTube, Sadie said, I just got back to daily meditating again. With that, you're gonna find a lot of these things that come with your shadow work. It's not that you need to delve back down those things. You've actually healed a lot of things shadow work wise. A lot of major things. So now there's just little tiny strings that are hanging off that you've just got to trim up a little bit. But you're going to see where as you've healed these shadows, you've gotten immensely stronger and you didn't even realize you were so damn strong. Your meditation, I'm happy that you're getting back to your daily meditation. I think you're going to realize that you're going to get way more out of it now than you ever did before. It's going to be much more powerful. It's going to be much more insightful. And you're going to walk away with these insights in a way that you never did before. You're going to realize that you're not on the same level that the old Sadie was. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? This meditation is more for growth and you moving forward, not just calming your mind. Okay? Some folks are afraid of shadow work because it means that they have to deal with the darkest part of themselves and they're not ready to face that yet. Everybody has karma that they have to deal with. in every single life. Sometimes people aren't ready to deal with it, so they ignore it. So then they repeat it over and over and over and over. Thank you, Miss Joy. I appreciate that so much. All right, Christine, let's see here. Yep, Candy, you do. Do you want me to just add a couple cards on, or do you want me to refund you for one? You tell me, love. Thank you for the little smoochie. All right. I can totally do that, Candy Love. You got it. All right, Christine, are you ready? You are so welcome, Sadie Poo. I'm so glad to see all you guys over here. I didn't realize that I was going through withdrawals. But you know what's fantastic? I took Monday off, okay? Because I was angry. I took Monday off. And then Tuesday, I've been fighting a migraine since Saturday. Tuesday, it knocked me on my ass. Like, I was in bed at 4:30 yesterday afternoon. I got up at 8:30, took the dogs out, and went back to bed. Like, it was a really nasty, nasty migraine. But one of the things I realized is this. I really love doing the podcast content. So if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, make sure you do, because I have 2 podcasts on there. I have Road Ramblings, and then I have the Bodhiverse, which is completely different than it was before. Thank you, Chris. It's completely different than it was before. So the Bodhiverse now is a Zoom meeting with another creator, with whatever. I have some amazing creators that are coming on to talk to you guys. You have no idea. Some of you guys messaged on the video I put out, and a lot of the people that you guys tagged in there were extremely happy. Thank you, Miss Sadie, to come on and do this. So for example, I have August Moon, I have Travis Warrior Unicorn Warrior. I feel like I have to say it both ways. I don't know why. And so many more. Those are just 2 that I have meetings with this week. Just 2. I have Tyel coming back on. Y'all. So these are just on YouTube. But the wonderful thing about them being on YouTube, YouTube now has a podcast playlist that we can put together. And YouTube now has great things that are membership wise. So I can post photos, behind the scenes things here. And y'all have no idea how much I actually film. You have no idea how much I actually film and take photos. So yeah. But in doing that, I realized I can literally post 10-minute videos on TikTok. So I'm going to start doing mini Bodhi casts for you. I posted one this morning, and it's getting a ton of views already. And if you guys haven't watched it, you should, because it builds off of that a lot of strange things are afoot going on. And it's going to explain some of the things that I would bet the majority of you guys are dealing with right now. I will post it on YouTube later for you guys, okay? All right, Christine, she's like, cards, bitch, cards. All right, here we go. Ready? Okay. So the first thing I noticed is these last 2 cards both have a 9 in them, and it is important for a reason. The first 2 cards are darker. They kind of go together. It's kind of like before, after. This happened, now this is going to happen, okay? So first you have the Beloved. This is radical acceptance. And then you have the Covenant, which is a sacred contract, so karmic contracts, okay? So, okay, getting stung by a hornet is not fun, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, girl. I've only been stung by a wasp 1 time, and fuck that noise. I was playing softball, we were practicing, and it was on my shoulder, and I didn't know it, and it crawled in between my tank top and my skin. And so when I swung the bat, of course, it went, and I felt like somebody punched me. Oh my God, on your nose. Girl, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. You okay? That's not cool. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. Did you look up what wasps mean spiritually? You'd think I would know this by now, but I don't. Okay, Christine. So you have this radical acceptance. You have this sacred contract. I know that you and I haven't gotten a lot of like one-on-one time to talk about some stuff like, you know, some other people have, but I know that you went through some really heavy shit over the last 8 months or so. I also know that you've kind of come to a place now where you've hit this new version of Christine, this radical acceptance of all the shadow parts of you, even the ones that are unhealed that you haven't even opened the door. At least you're like, all right, I see you over there. I'm not ready to talk to you yet, but I see you. You've acknowledged these things. You've come to this place of radical acceptance that this is life. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. We all come to this realization multiple times because we just go through these phases as we level up. You just went through one of those pretty sucky level ups. But the thing with a pretty sucky level up is it puts you in a much stronger place when you come out of that level up. I mean, sometimes you come out of it, you know, crawling on the ground. But the reason your last one was so hard is because there were a lot of karmic contracts that were cleared up. Now, karmic contracts, guys, don't have to be as big as righting some big wrong trauma bus. It can literally be something tiny. This is one of the things that we were talking about in my advanced class earlier, is about karma and so on. And if you guys didn't know, I'm teaching advanced classes now. Yes, I will be putting a video out about it because I have a lot of things coming up that I kind of got pissed Monday and I was like, fuck that, I'm not talk about any of it. And then I'm like, bitch, you can't do that. So we got to talk about it. Anyway, one of the things that come with karma is every single life we build up karma. We build up good, we build up bad. As we go through each life, we have to counteract the bad and we have to weigh it out until we're done with all those karmic contracts. So there were a lot of, I have a feeling, little loose strings that you tied up this last time. Because I know that it was a sucky 8-ish months, but it wasn't like so hard you can't survive, that kind of hard. It just seemed like one thing after another all the time. Okay? So, it's a good thing. And I will say that part is now over. That part is now over. So here's what's coming. And here's why I said the 9s were important. Because the first card is 19, the second card is 9. 9 is a very powerful number. It is 3 threes. It's 3 squared. It's perfect balance. Not 3 squared, but you know what I'm saying. 3 to the power of 3. Now, when I tell you this first card, you're probably going to be like, whoa, wait, what? It's okay. It's part of the process. This first card is spiritual narcolepsy. And the second card is, I shit you not, balances on 1 foot. There's obviously going to be some cards that pop up a few times this evening, guys. So, here's the thing that comes with them. First of all, your homework is to look up what the spiritual meaning of the number 9 is. And then I would be paying attention for the number 9 popping up. You're fixing to go through a phase where you've just clawed and struggled and pushed so hard that now you're kind of like just laying there breathing like, you know, oh my God. Now you're going to go through a part where you feel disconnected. You don't feel connected to the old you back here, but you don't feel connected to the you that you are now. It's kind of like you're in this like floaty limbo thing and you're like, okay, I don't know how to go over here anymore. I don't know how to get over there. Because when you come out of a phase like this, you have to learn to balance and get things back to where they are supposed to be. Here's what sucks about that. We have no idea where things are supposed to be. So you just kind of have to teeter-totter over there, you know, like a toddler is learning to walk across the living room. You just kind of have to teeter-totter over there until you get to the other side. And you're like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. We always go through this spiritual narcolepsy. Always. Everybody does. And it's a time when you feel disconnected from your gifts, disconnected from all the things you used to do, disconnected from the things you want to do. It's stupid, okay? So I'm just letting you know right now, it's stupid. It's dumb. But it's part of it. And I don't think it's going to take you very long to get this balancing act under control. Because you've been deeper in the trenches and learned more than you realize you had. I think that a lot of this is going to be, a lot of your balancing act is not going to be so much getting to the new part. It's going to be acknowledging that you have already let go of all the old. Okay? A lot of times we have a hard time acknowledging that we've already let go of the old. We've already done it. So yeah. So just know that's coming. You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining the team over here. All right, Miss Sarah. Let me refresh my list here while I'm pulling Miss Sarah's cards. Thank you, sugar. Thank y'all for tapping away. I appreciate it. It's been a while since I've pulled cards, and I just felt like that's what I needed to do this evening. Oh, I love that y'all love my makeup. This is a day. This is all day. This is like I haven't retouched it. So I'm glad you like it. I probably need to implement makeup and mayhem again. I've been feeling the need to do that again. Thank you, Miss Donna Pooh. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Thank you guys for all the new follows. That's a lot there, Sarah Pooh. All right. All right. All right. All right. So obviously one thing and then a second one. Yeah, if you guys would like to see me in person when I come to Denver, I'll be putting a video out about it. Make sure that you RSVP, you get tickets, etc. So yeah. Thank you for the palm tree, sugar. I appreciate it. All right, ready? Okay. Okay. It is two separate things. Okay. I wondered why you had so many cards coming up. I was just trying to get like a fourth card. And you kept having like bunches of cards. So that tells me two separate things. So let's talk about this over here, okay? Hey, girl, how are you? All right. So first you start off with the empty well, which is time to replenish. Then you have wood wives, which is adaptability. And then you have rising above the fray. So it's time to walk away from this situation. I also, this is personal. This is with a person. It's time to walk away from this situation. You have done everything you can. You are literally scraping the bottom of the barrel. Okay, that's funny, Emmy. Hi, kitty meow. You are scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Like, they are not going to budge. And you have done everything that you can do. Don't do anything else. Seriously. It is time. It's time for you to walk away. You have given and given and given, and you have bent over backwards and then bent over backwards the other way and then the other way. It's like you just keep trying to adapt to what this person needs, and you're not ever going to be able to do that. I have a feeling you've probably been seeing the signs for a little while. I'm going to draw another card on this. I have a feeling you've been seeing the signs for a little while. I saw you down there. This is the Herald of Change. You can't make this shit up. This is the Herald of Change. So you've been seeing this for a while. You already know. Like, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I think you just needed someone outside to tell you it is time to walk away. Literally. Okay? It's time to walk away. I also, there's a lot of circles here, which is a good thing. Circles mean everything has come full circle. You have accomplished anything at all karmically that you needed to do with this. You have done everything you were supposed to do, and it's time to walk away. Okay? Now, this other part over here goes kind of with this, but not. You'll understand what I mean. Because you have to do this part first before this part. You have to walk away. You have to walk away. Do you know what I'm talking about, Sarah? Does this make sense to you? Let me see if you're here, because I was going to tell you about this over here. If not, it's on YouTube. Once you walk away, okay, good. I'm glad. Once you walk away, once you kind of do this and you walk away, these are the other two cards that I drew. The first one is forgiveness, and the second one is gestation period, and they came out kind of like this, okay? Now, the forgiveness is for you. You stayed in this situation because you knew it was the right thing to do. For whatever reason it was the right thing to do. Do not be too hard on you, okay? Don't be hard on you. Forgive yourself for staying as long as you did, because you needed to. The universe needed you to be there, okay? You can work on forgiveness for the other person, the other thing later. Right now, that part doesn't matter. It'll come, okay? The second part is this. This is the most important part. You'll come to this in time no matter what, but I recommend you working on it now, okay? Obviously, the universe does too. This is the most important part, though, because you need to take a step back and just be in a holding period for a little bit. It's going to take a bit for you to process the exodus from this situation. So, literally just take a step back, wrap yourself in a little blanket cocoon, and just pause, okay? I don't know if this is a relationship, if this is a family thing, if this is a friend. I don't know what this is, but just pause. And here's the other thing I'm going to recommend with these. Because this is a hard situation, and because you have been literally scraping the whole bottom of the barrel, and like to the point there is no barrel left, when you exit this situation, people are going to come and they're going to ask you, and they're going to gossip, and they're going to talk, and they're going to do whatever it is, okay? I want you to remember this card right here. This is Rise Above the Fray. If you entertain the gossip, if you get involved in whatever it is that's being said behind your back, if you, I don't want to say stoop, but if you slink down to that level and you entertain any of it, it is going to keep you in this situation, and you need a break. You need a clean, clear break from it, okay? Clean, clear break. You don't want to be stuck in this drama, in this energy, because I want you to notice this too. Every one of these cards is dark. I mean, these two aren't super dark, but see? And look at these. Do you see the difference? These two are bright and open. Thank you, Miss Kathy. These not so much. They're all darker. Like, even the ones that are light are still way dark down here. Don't stay in this energy at all. And it's going to be hard, because when you walk away from something negative, that negativity is going to try to pull you right back in it. Okay? Take this time, forgive yourself, and then just pause and just be you for a bit. Okay? Just be you for a bit. Don't just be the bigger person. So one of the things that I would tell people when I first started getting divorced, because I had people that wanted to play both sides, you know, tell him something, tell me something, whatever, is when they came to me and were like, oh, I saw this and I read that and because, you know, things were getting put on Facebook or whatever. I said, you know what? If you don't know me well enough to know that I would not do that, say that, whatever, then you should believe every word of what they're saying. Because here's the thing, if they don't stick up for you and they don't defend you behind your back, they're just perpetuating the drama. They've already made up their mind. So they should believe every fucking word of it. Because if they've already made up their mind, you don't need to waste your breath trying to defend yourself. You have better things to put your energy into. I promise. Okay? Every time something happens business-wise or with people or whatever, that's the exact same thing, because everybody has haters, guys. As soon as you start doing well in your job, in your family, in your home life, in school, whatever it is, everybody has haters. Let them talk, because guess what? It just runs your name up. I'm just saying. Do y'all remember when Miley Cyrus went from Hannah Montana to Miley Cyrus, and she would do all of these things, and everybody's like, oh my God, why is she doing this? She's gone crazy and blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. She's a marketing genius, because she was everywhere. Was she not? She was everywhere. Think about it. She never really came out and said, oh, no, you know, she just said, hey, I need a new image and I'm doing what I want to do. She never came out and threw herself down in there. She just did it. Just saying. Just saying. All right, Leann, you ready? I know you paid for one, but you had 2 cards that came out. So the first card is this, the Fool's Embrace, which is transmuting pain. And the second card, with my stomach growling, is this, the right use of power. Have I not made you a mod over here too? Let me get that fixed. Let me get that fixed. Ta-da! You have the power. Okay. Right use of power. No, I'm just kidding. that was my reminder that I needed to make you a mod. But, okay. So here's the things about this. I now see why I needed to draw that second card, why it came out with that one. When the transmuting pain card comes out, especially with this second card behind it, you have been way too hard on yourself lately, sugar. You have been way too hard on yourself. A lot of times when we have a lot of pain and we've gone through a lot, we tend to throw ourselves into something else so we don't have to feel the feels. But eventually the feels catch up with us. So then we fall down this rabbit hole of what ifs and I should have, or should I, or this, or this. We fall into this, hey, Zoe, we fall into this loop of beating the shit out of ourselves. So we're just transmuting the pain over and over and over into something else, into more shadows, into more shadows, instead of actually processing them and getting them out into open, cracking the egg and getting them out into open. Notice the big moon behind there. When you get all of these things out into the open and realize I'm going to say it this way, and it's going to sound bad but make sense at the same time, and you'll understand. you're going to realize that you've been keeping yourself there in that painful situation because it's comfortable. We all do it. We all stay in the same mindset because it's comfortable. It's the same mindset we've been in for a while. So it's comfortable to stay there. I don't know why my stomach's growling. I literally fed the bitch right before I got on. Now that I'm telling you this, and yawning for you, now that I'm telling you this, I want you to just kind of process that for the night. And I want you to just kind of think about it, okay? Because in the morning, you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you've been using your personal power to keep yourself comfortable when you need to be using your power in a different way, a completely different way. I know personally that I have watched you change and shift over the last year or more into a completely different, amazingly powerful woman. And I don't even think you realize how strong you are. I don't even think you realize how powerful you are. You give your power away to everything else and everybody else. So I want you to really kind of just give it some thought. Give it some thought tomorrow too. It doesn't have to be an immediate thing. But you need to be using this power that you hold for Leann in a much more deeply constructive way. All of this pain you've already worked through. All of this shadow shit you've already worked through. You just not letting it go. That's the last step. The hardest step. I'm just saying. Look at the differences in those colors of cards. Just saying what I'm saying. I love you right back, sugar. I love you right back. All right. Miss Tiffany Merriman. All right, let me update my list again and get a drink. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. All right, Miss Tiffany, you ready? Hey, Eddie, how are you, sugar? Thank you, Summer. I appreciate that. Let me see here. Hey, Eric, how are you? Nikki, I made you a mod over here, even though we don't have Trolly McTrollersons yet. We will. We'll get there. All right. Aww. Thank you, Miss Suzanne. Yeah, I hadn't pulled cards in a while, and I didn't realize until like Sunday when I was just kind of, randomly doing some card pulls for everybody, how much I kind of missed it. I get burnt out. So I've had this second account for a while, since 2021. I just haven't ever really used it. It built up pretty quickly, and then it's just kind of gone flat, and I've just let it sit there. But I'm glad I have it. Oh, yeah, there's a video. I got reported for some stupidity because somebody didn't like that I told everybody to go out and vote no matter what side of the aisle they were on. And, yeah. So, follow me on YouTube. Follow me here. I will keep putting out videos. I didn't get my account banned, but they suspended my live access until Monday or until they look at my appeal. And they said that it would take 24 hours to look at my appeal. And it's been almost 3 days. So I'm not assuming that they're going to process my appeal. I assume that I will get live access back on Monday when they said that I would. They basically banned me for going live for a whole week and didn't even look at my appeal because I didn't say anything at all that interferes with their content guidelines. Like, I went through and read every guideline thinking, okay, what rule did I break? I literally was that mad. I went through and read every guideline on that. Nothing I said even remotely touched one of those things. So yeah. All right. Yeah, most of you guys were on the live. Yeah. It's just somebody didn't like what I was saying. It's all right. It is. Well, until then, I will be here. So if I don't have live access back tomorrow, I will be here doing Reiki. I will be here doing artwork, etc. Etc. All right. Miss Tiffany, are you ready? I find it interesting, the colors of cards. It's like earthy, pink and purple. Earthy, pink and purple. Just wait. You'll see. Okay? So you start off with number 64, which is Woodwives and Adaptability. And I told you the number on purpose. Notice the colors. Then you have the number 4, which is Opportunity. It is the caterpillar, an opportunity. Then you have Lost in Space and Needing Direction. Notice the colors again. And then you, I shit you not, also have this card, Deep Space, Deep Quiet, Meditation, and Stillness. I told you there's going to be some of you guys that these cards just pop up. So, let's talk. Notice the colors. See? They do get darker as we go forward. So, you have just learned that you are a chameleon when it comes to your spiritual self. You have learned that you can literally adapt to any situation that you need to be in. I have a feeling that you just had a gift come back. I don't think that you unlocked it. I think that it just came back. Okay? I have a feeling that this was a gift. I don't think you turned it off. I think you just suppressed it as a kid. And now it's back. You worked hard. You hit just the right combination of buttons on the cheat pad and boom, open. Open. So now you're realizing that you can literally adapt anywhere you need to be. I would not be surprised to know that you've been kind of playing in the astral realm here or there, whether it's in your dreams or on purpose. With this being a chameleon spiritually and being able to move in and out of situations and get along over here and get along over here and get along over here, you have a unique opportunity to talk to more people than you realize. People that are chameleons, that are able to blend in with every different aspect of society, especially spiritual society. Your knowledge center grows faster than you realize because you're open to listening to everything. And this goes back to that belief of omnism, where there is no religion that has it completely right, but none of them are completely wrong either. So by being the chameleon and kind of falling down the rabbit hole, you're going to see me yawn. No, I'm just kidding. You're going to find that you have an amazing opportunity every time you turn around to gain more knowledge. And when you do that and you gain more knowledge, your abilities and spiritual stuff are going to just continue to go through the roof. Okay? But here's the thing. And this is something you are going to have to watch out for. Because this next card tells me that in learning, you are that person that dives in so much that you get lost. The lost in space card, the needing direction, isn't so much about you getting lost on which information to learn. It's you getting lost learning. So you're going to have to be really careful that you don't get yourself lost, that you don't allow yourself to be pulled off the path that you need to be on. The other thing about that card too, really? The other thing about that card too is that when we learn too much at one time and we have our eyes open, it's almost like we can't pick a direction to go, that we get almost frozen. Because we're like, oh, okay, now I know all of these things and I don't know which way to go from here. So it's almost like you literally just kind of float and like deer in the headlight, I am not sure where I need to go from here. When that happens, and it happens to everybody. It happens to me. It literally happens to everybody. If somebody tells you, oh no, I always know it's, they are lying. They are lying out of their face, okay? Every single spiritual person at multiple times hits that right there. No matter where they are in their practice. They hit this kind of lost, like, oh God, there's too many directions and I don't know what, I don't know which way I want to go. When that happens, you need to make your mind still, to be still. Everybody's mind has a different version of stillness. Whether this is sitting in a hot bath, whether this is actually meditating, whether this is just disconnecting from the spiritual stuff for a little bit, whether this is, I don't know. Whatever it is that allows your brain to be still is what needs to happen. So when you get lost and you're kind of drifting and you're freaking out a little bit, like, I don't know which way to go now, just make your brain be quiet. Just make your brain be quiet. Okay? Yeah, just make your brain be quiet. Why am I yawning so much with yours? Are you not sleeping good? Like, what in the hell, girl? I slept decent. I slept a lot. So, yeah, it's only 10:30. Like, I'm a night owl. So, but it's going to happen. This kind of lost feeling is going to happen. Okay? So don't stress about it when it comes. You've already got the cheat. So when this happens, you've already got the answer. So you can get back to all these opportunities. One of the good things about that chameleon aspect is you're going to grow exponentially faster than other people because you're willing to get down in the trenches and you're willing to talk to other people and you're willing to learn. Whereas other people, they just kind of want to stay on that one path. And then they don't understand why they're going up like this and you're shooting up like, you see what I'm saying? 2 to 4 hours a night. No, ma'am. No. No. I understand. I go through bouts of insomnia and end up dealing with shit like that. So I unfortunately understand. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. Woo! I will say there are some great frequencies that you can listen to help you sleep. Just saying. Whoa, okay. Kathy Seymour, this is for you and you're throwing cards at me. You are so funny, Nikki. No, ma'am. No. I have been making myself get 8 hours of sleep. 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep every night. And I will say that I have found that I feel better when I get 7.5 hours of sleep. If I get more than 8 hours of sleep, I am a ball of nope. Yeah, a ball of nope. All right. Ready? Thank you for the giraffe. Thank you, Eric. All right, so we're going to leave these two down there because they came out like that. They came out together. Okay. So the first card that came out actually threw at me. It flung out. That is this card here. And it did come out upside down. This is overflow. This is overwhelm and plenty. Then you have crown games, which is the right use of power. Then you have winter's dream, which is the gestation period. So first of all, because that first card flung the fuck out, I'm sorry that you've been going through such a rough shit time lately. I am sorry. Because seeing that card upside down tells me that you've been scraping things by. It also tells me that you've had a lot of stuff going on where I don't know if the universe has just been removing stuff from your path. I don't know if, I don't know. Just in looking at that card, I feel the hardness there. And I feel that just literally fucking scraping by. But what's funny is seeing the card next to it, the right use of power. I feel like a lot of this scraping by is due to someone else's negligence. So I don't know if you have been giving your power over to this person or if you just haven't been grabbing your own personal power. If you just haven't owned it. Because seeing that person, that right use of power next to this, it tells me that that part has been kept down. And it's time to open that door and let it back out. You have a holding pattern coming up. The holding pattern is to teach you how to use this power in the right way. Because we all go through phases where our personal power is just non-existent. Not only is it non-existent, but it's like we're afraid to use it. It's like we're afraid to use it. And they don't know if that's where you're at or if it's just that you've had to give it to someone else. Thank you, Vegas Wolf and Carla. I appreciate that. So I don't know what that is. But you're about to go through a holding pattern. Holding patterns are good but frustrating at the same time. Good night, Hannah, honey. Especially when you've been in this scraping the bottom for so long. A holding pattern is frustrating. The holding pattern is not holding in, scraping the bottom. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to where your personal power is, what you're giving it to, and if somebody is squashing it. Because when you go through this gestation period, you need to be able to take all of the shackles off of your personal power. So when that gestation period is over, you're out. you're not scraping by anymore. Does that make sense? Thank you, Vegas Wolf. You feel like someone has a part of you and you have none. Okay. So you need to pull your energy back then. You need to pull your energy back. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Bitsy Poo. That unfortunately happens. We give and give and give and give and give, and we don't even realize that we have given away every single bit of our personal power until we realize that we don't have any left. We're so exhausted that we don't have any left. I'm ready to look at these, okay? Because I'm curious if these are going to tell me what this gestation period is for, like why it's going to be a thing. Oh, well, this is straddling both worlds, which is upside down. So the first part of this right here is your soul is tired. Yeah, yeah, a lot of us are in that boat right now. This right here tells me that this is why you're about to enter that gestation period. You have been straddling both sides for too long, and you're about to get pushed to one side or the other. So the universe needs us on one side or the other. When we first start going through our awakening, we tend to try to straddle the fence. You've been straddling the fence, and the universe is finally going to push you over. The bad thing is that you've got to let go of that safety blanket of that fence. The good news is that's a lot of freedom. Now I can't wait to see this one. Oh, it's forgiveness. Repairing the veil. So, you're in kind of a similar boat, but not as much. I don't remember who it was I read for that had this as well. When you get pushed over the fence, it's going to be time for you to repair the veil with, I don't want to say just you, because it's not just you, but this is literally shutting some people out of your life that they don't need to be there. They don't need to be there. All of the signs have been here that they are part of the people that are keeping you kind of stuck, kind of down. But for some reason, those people keep being allowed back into your path. It's going to be time for them to get removed, whether any of you like it or not. Thank you, Carla, for the little seal. Shutting people out is very liberating, but you have to do it in a healthy way, because it also gets addicting, and then you just are like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck all of you, fuck all of you, and then suddenly you look around, you're like, oh, I shut everybody up. Like, that's not a healthy thing, but you're going to realize that there's some people you've got to shut out of your life. It sucks. It sucks. Even if you look around, you're like, you're really a shit person and you're taking advantage of me. It still sucks, because they're still part of you. So, just know that is coming. Just know that is coming. It's not the easiest path to take, but apparently you're a little stubborn. Apparently you're a little stubborn. Hey, Zen, yes, if I don't have my live access back on my main account tomorrow, then I will be here and on YouTube for Reiki and for I love you right back, Kathy. You're welcome. I'll be on here for Reiki and for artwork. Woo, okay. Jennifer, you throwing cards at me? Ma'am. Yep, I'll be here. I will be right here. Y'all can't get rid of me like that. Just saying what I'm saying. All right. Thank you, Miss Kathi, honey. Let's see. I don't know how many tickets I've got left. Let me look. There are still a couple left, yes. Oh, I probably just fucked my list up. Hold down. There we go. All right, Jennifer. Ready? After you've thrown cards at me and shit. Well, the card you threw at me is funny. This is the Revelation card. I think that's funny. Me throw the Revelation card at you. I think it's funny. Yeah, yeah. Then you also have deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. Because everybody likes this. Then you have the Wailing Tree, which is recognition. And reconciliations, excuse me. And then you have the Drifter, which is experiencing life as it comes. So, and your numbers are kind of like this. 57, 11, 59, 14, 50, 10s, 50, 10s. It's just like this. Okay? So, why is it all y'all getting these revelations and shit this evening? Like, stop it. Can't we just have, yes, go on vacation? Let's just do that. But no, we got to have all these revelations and reconciliations. But the thing is, I mean, we did just have Pluto go into retrograde in Capricorn, and that is reassessing all of this shit. But here's the thing. That's a yawn right there. Here's the thing. Girl, you're headed for an interesting up and down path. I mean, this thing's gonna look like a fucking sales chart. I don't think that you've had this revelation yet. I think it's coming. Like barreling down, kind of coming. And I think that you feel that part. I think that you feel it barreling down on you. You're just like, look, just come on with it. Like, I can feel it doing this. Just come the fuck on with it. You feel it barreling down. When this revelation hits, I have a feeling that it's going to hit in this place of quiet, in your happy place, in your quiet place. That's where it's going to hit. So it's almost like, you know, having the volcano blow on your little beach paradise island. And you're going to have to make some very important reconciliations as to where the lava goes. You're fixing to go through a really big shift, girl. You just are. You just are. But what's cool about it is you get to decide where the lava goes. It doesn't have to go over the whole island. It doesn't have to go over everything. It can literally just be trickled down one way or the other. Does that make sense? But you've got some things you've got to reconcile once this revelation hits. And once you do this reconciling, once you get the lava going where it needs to go, I just keep using that because it's the easiest way to words it. You're going to have to just kind of drift and go with it, because you're not going to have a lot of time to get these reconciliations in place. This revelation's going to hit. It's going to fuck up your still time, your happy place. You're going to have to quickly make some reconciliations, and then you're going to have to just kind of ride them out. Okay? You're just going to have to ride them out. And I'll wait because I just saw the red dot of death. We'll wait. Wow, it's been a long time. We'll wait. Wow. Taking a long time. See, now it says I have a good connection. I obviously do not. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. So let's try the Wi-Fi again. This is some bullshit. 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 Man. What in the Sam hell is going on? I usually do not have a problem on my 5G. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. Yeah, y'all might as well just come over. If y'all are watching me here on TikTok, just know that I'm streaming on YouTube. On the YouTubes. Y'all missed my This Is Some Bullshit song. Or maybe you caught part of it. I was serenading you. It showed it gone. Yeah, I was worried about that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All right. Jen, back to your lava. Back to your lava. You're going to have to decide where it goes. You're going to have to reconcile it, and then you're going to have to just kind of flow with the waves as you're watching everything go. Now, this revelation, I don't think this is some big, horrendous happening that's going to just tear your life down. Okay? So please don't think that. I don't think this is something really bad at all. This is literally just a revelation. Something big that's about to hit you. Like spiritually, mentally, etc. I don't think it's anything horrendous. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It's just going to be a massive shift for you. It's just going to be a massive shift. It's going to just cause you to reevaluate everything and just float. I do find interesting that these cards are all completely different colors. Like earth, air, fire, water. See what I'm seeing? This revelation is going to put you in balance. I think that it's going to be a balance like you haven't ever realized before. Okay? So yeah. Like it just hit me as I was looking at these cards. That's literally all the elements right there. That's all the elements right there. So, it's not going to sink you. It's just going to be, thank you, Miss Christine. It's just going to be a very interesting shift for you. Yeah. Nope, Chris. I am doing Candy, and then you are after Candy. You're welcome, Jennifer, honey. I feel like it's something that you've needed for a while. I don't feel like it's anything bad at all. It's just a big shift. A big shift, okay? All right, Candy, you ready? Yep, you are next, Sweet Pea. You know what? We're gonna do that one. Hey, sugar. Yeah, we're going a little late this evening. I'm gonna pull one more after we do these, as a kind of let's look from here. My fucking God! Every time I start making fun of a card, it quits showing up. So I'm gonna make fun of this card so it will quit showing up, because I shit you not, it's in the same position that it was last time. Okay. So, Miss Candy, you start off with grace and generosity. And then, I shit you not, you also have meditation and stillness. So we're all going to make fun of this card so it will go the fuck away, because it's in the exact same position that it was last time. And I literally sat there and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled. Then you have the Netcaster, which is plans coming to fruition. This is always a good card to see. And then you have the Many Masks, which is the authentic self. So, Miss Candy Poo. It's so funny. I always have to like look down, and the cards have to have like the exact same amount of space in between them. Like, tell me you're neurodivergent without telling me you're neurodivergent. Okay, anyway, sorry. It doesn't matter. Because I'm like having to, I hate that when you guys, please tell me I'm not the only one that does that. You're like, okay, all of these have to be perfectly in line. I am that fucking nerd that when I get out M&Ms or Skittles, like I have to line them up by color, and then they have to be in little rows. Like, that's literally me. That's me. And hot flashes are stupid. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to say this. It's time to take a step forward and be authentically you. You've been very graceful, and you've been very generous, and you've been helping a lot of other people on their path. You've been pointing them in the right direction. You've been like giving too much of you. You've been giving too much of you. You've been doing it for the right reasons, okay? You've been doing it for the right reasons. But it's time to kind of step back and pull that energy back. I don't feel like you need to go meditate, okay? I feel like this card is more saying, hey, we see that you've been doing all of the things for everybody else, and now it's time for you to step back. Like, they can do the things on their own for a little bit. They need to go be adults and be big people. It's time for you to step back, okay? Because the plans you've been putting in place, the manifestations you've been working on, all of the things that you've been doing to further you on your path, those are going to start falling into place. Those are going to start going ping, 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 ping. You're going to see them all like dominoes just starting to fall right in front of your face, okay? When that happens, you're also going to have to really step out and be the authentic you. And you can't be the authentic you if you're too drained from giving everybody else all of your energy. But I also have a feeling that it's going to be very hard for you to step back, because it's kind of who you are, to help people. But at the same time, you've gotten so used to giving the majority of your energy away. I don't know if it's so you won't have to deal with it, so you don't drive yourself crazy, whatever it is. You've gotten so used to giving the majority of your energy away that now you're going to have to start keeping it for yourself and processing it. So that's going to be a different thing for you. But it's going to be a fantastic thing for you. I love seeing the Netcaster card in any of this. I love seeing the Netcaster card in any reading, because that means that everything you have worked so hard for is going to start falling into place. I think it's wonderful, and I think it's fantastic, and I think it's noble of you to give all of your energy to other people. I understand that on a very deep level. But sometimes you have to step back and just say, you know what? I have given you guys all of the things that I can give you for right now, and now it's time for me to do me. Okay? Aw. Well, let me see. I'm gonna draw a couple more cards for you, just because you paid for a couple, and I told you you asked me to just draw a couple extra cards. Wow, you cannot make this shit up. Can't make this shit up. Here's the cards I for you. Are you ready? Literally the completion card, closing the door, and then teachability, which is what's so funny about this is that I just said you have plans coming to fruition, you have you pulling your energy back, and you have you being your authentic self, and you kind of closing the door on this over here, on giving too much of yourself away. Obviously, the universe felt like it needed to reiterate that it is time to close the door on that. The people don't need all the access to you all the time, period. You are not a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week Walmart. You know what I mean? It's also time for you to learn some new things. So if you've been curious about, well, maybe I could learn this, or maybe I want to go back to school, or whatever it is, this is the time. Put your energy into learning something new, into diving down some new rabbit hole, because that's exactly why you have to pull your energy back. The universe has shit that it needs to show you, and you can't do that if you have no energy to do the shit. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Good. I'm so glad, Candy. I'm glad that made sense to you, Sweet Pea. All right, Chris, you ready? Let me update my list. And then Bitsy, you are after Chris. I know, right? There is no other way to eat Skittles. I'm glad you woke up just in time. Thank you, Yvonne. Appreciate that. Wow, 3. Okay, all right. All right. Good, I'm proud of you too. All right. So you had 1 card come out, then 3, and then I felt like I needed to draw 1 more. It's kind of like where you are and where you're going. And all the shit in the middle. All right, here we go. You know what? I'm going to turn these over one by one. So, the first card, I love you right back, Candy Honey. I love you right back, Angela. All right. The first one right here is a bold step forward. So you're in a place right now where it's like you literally see this. You see this on moving forward. You've been given the green light. Whatever it is that's been holding you back is finally like, you know what? Here you go. Here you go. Do the things. So what's fantastic about that? Oh, I just fucked this up. Hold on. I hate that. If I click out and come back in, I'm like, oh no. I have to reorder all of it and then find out where I was. Okay. So you're literally at the gate. The universe has said, here it is. When you're ready, all you got to do is walk through the gate. Being at that precipice, there are things that you have to go through to get over here. The first one is this. Oh, this is the surrender card. Can't make this shit up. Oh, then you have the perfect storm, which is the courage to step into life. Oh my God. And this is opportunity. You want to see what else you can't make up? Y'all ready? Because these are the steps you have to take to get to the other side. 48. 44. 4. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I can't wait to flip over this last card. I haven't flipped it over yet. What's even better is this is 55. Sorry, I had to point that out. When you're ready and you step through the gate, Chris, you have a lot of things that are going to happen. It's almost like stepping through the gate obliterates the old you. Obliterates the old you. So there's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to leave behind at the gate. A lot of stuff you're going to have to leave behind at the gate. And leaving all of that behind, it's going to make you feel completely naked and completely exposed. It takes a lot of courage to step out onto a new path when you feel this exposed. Just so you know. A lot. But in doing so, you get to see me on repeatedly. In doing so, that bold step forward also brings a fantastic amount of opportunity. A fantastic amount of opportunity. I will say this before we ever flip this last card over. I feel like you have been striving to get to the gate. Not only striving to get through the gate, just to get to the gate, only to see that the gate's closed. It's like you've been sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and getting pushed against the fence and pushed against the fence. And now finally the universe has gone, okay, it's time. I'm gonna open the gate. Now you gotta leave all that shit back here before you can go through the gate. So it is gonna take a lot out of you to step forward, Chris. It's gonna take a lot out of you by leaving all of that shit back there. It's not going to be easy at all to take this big step forward. This is where you're going. I'm almost afraid to turn it over. This is completion. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. a bold step forward, leaving all this shit behind, surrendering and moving forward. All of the opportunity to move toward completion. I would say that's pretty fucking fantastic right there. Ugh! These yawns gotta stop. These yawns gotta stop. Maybe I just need some caffeine. I think that's fantastic, Chris. I not only do I think it's fantastic, but I also want you to notice this. You know how I pointed out the numbers in the middle of the cards? You have 48, 44, 4, okay? These are the ones that came out together, right? Remember how I said that this is the number 55? This is the number 5. You can't make this shit up. So where you are and where you're going are 5s. And the things in the middle are big, and they go like that. 48, 44, 4. I'm sorry. I love that synchronicity shit. You cannot make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. So when you take the step forward and you're in this middle, 4 is going to be your guide. So watch where the 4s are leading you. And you'll know when things have been completed because you're going to start seeing the 5s again. Love it. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So you understood what that meant then. I'm so glad. Well, I only have 5 drinks. I only have 5 drinks. Shit. Only 5. Miss Bitsy Poo. Oh, right on. Okay. Congratulations. That is a big step. Congratulations. That's an awesome step. A lot of bullshit, but it's an awesome step. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, love. Congratulations. Congratulations. And Bitsy, I saw your thing about my ring. Thank you. This is my big, huge smoky quartz ring. I, for some reason, have been wearing the shit out of this. I thought I had lost it. Like, I didn't know where it went. And then it just magically turned back up. And I've been wearing it. In fact, I fell asleep in it the other night. So, yeah. Big old princess cut smoky quartz. Yeah. Yeah. Makes me happy. I obviously have also been taking a lot of shit in from people. So, it's on the left hand. All right, Miss Bitsy Poo. You ready? I'm going to put the... You're welcome, Chris. Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed, love. All right. Love all the colors of these cards. Okay. No stillness and meditation card. Chris didn't get it and you didn't get it. Thank goodness. I told you all we got to do is make fun of that card. It won't come back up. Because what the fuck? All right. Anyway. Okay. All right. So you start off with the Woodwives again, which is adaptability. I want you to notice the colors. Then you have in the hand, the universe is your partner. Then you have the Netcaster, which is plans coming to fruition. And then you have the Herald of Change. So the reason I said to notice the colors, this one isn't quite in line with all the other ones, but it's that way for a reason, okay? Oh, good night, Summer. Thank you for hanging out and watching. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, I don't know what you've switched lately. I don't know what you've shifted lately. I don't know what it is that you move done lately, but it obviously was the right move. This shift, this movement, this adaptability, which I wish my bangs would figure out because that one little piece is pissing me off. All right, I digress. This adaptability has really put you in an amazing fucking spot. I don't even think you see the amazement of it yet. It's like the universe is putting everything in place where it's supposed to be. Pulling little strings here and there, pushing, putting this here, putting that there, putting this piece in place, whatever it is. The whole universe has been doing everything that it can to just carefully shift and move. You know those puzzles where it's like you have to shift one piece at a time to get everything in place to make the puzzle where you can see what it is. You know what I'm talking about? You just have to slide the little fucking thing. I used to love and hate those. I loved them when I first got them, and then I would get frustrated about 10 moves in, and I was done, and I didn't want to do it anymore. But the universe has literally been shuffling that around for you. And now it's shuffled enough where you're starting to see the big picture. All of the preparations that you have been putting in place are about to the point where they're all going to start falling in line. Just boom, 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 boom. So when you really start to see these preparations come to fruition, that's when this is going to happen. Okay? Now, it's not that your plans aren't going to happen, because they are, but they're not going to happen in the way you think they are. With everything coming to fruition, when everything gets into place, that's exactly when the universe is going to go, okay, you adapted, you learned, you built, you did. And now I want you to think more. The universe is putting everything in place and then some. That's why when you start to see all of these plans really coming to fruition, you're going to have this huge shift and change in a fantastic way. In a fantastic way. So whatever it is you've been working towards, my friend, it's fixing to just start falling into fucking place. Okay? But just know when this change comes, it's going to come right when you think everything's just about done. And then there has to be a huge shift. A lot of times when that happens, we get frustrated because we think, no, I've been working towards all of this. And now shift. It's because you needed to be over here all along. It's just this was what you had to do to work for it so you could shift. Does that make sense? So when that shift happens, when you start to see that you've got to make this massive change, just do it. Okay? Don't second guess it. Just do it. Okay? Hi. I got the picture of me and you printed out from Nashville. All you guys that I took pictures with in Nashville and in Dallas. So y'all can live on my wall in the shop. I love you right back, sugar. I love you right back. All right, Jackie, you ready? Let me see here. Let me do this one. I'm going to turn off the tickets. Oh, God, I fucked my list up again. Okay, sorry. My sorry. All right. There we go. All right, Miss Jackie, ready? I totally will. So one of the things on this account is that y'all will be seeing a lot more of the shop. I'll also be doing a video for YouTube and stuff like that. I'll be doing one for TikTok, but I feel like you guys, especially my new followers, need to know who I am, you know? Aww. shit. All right. That one went all whopper jawed, so it's staying all whopper jawed. All right. Jackie goes back on. Maybe. I feel like a little kid. Mom, help me. I can't get my coat on. I need an adult. Okay. Think all right. Not really. Okay, there we go. Ugh. All right. Y'all are getting all the noises. It's been that kind of week, man. Like, I have just been a frustrated ball of frustration this week. But, you know, the universe sometimes is like, bitch, you gotta sit down. Okay, we got a new card to make fun of. We got a new card to make fun of. I don't want to turn the Whopper Jawed card over yet. But, Jackie, are you ready? And y'all will see, y'all are going to see exactly what card I'm talking about. Literally the first card again. The adaptability card. I mean, it's a good card, but at the same time, it's like, look here. You cannot come out first in every single fucking reading. People are going to think that I've got a magnet on you or some stupid ass shit, which how I would get a magnet, I don't know. That's just what came out of my face. But come the fuck on. You can't make this shit up. Then you have the wall, which is obstacles. And then you have repairing the veil, which is forgiveness. And then you have this crazy Whopper Jawed card over here, and we'll turn it over in a minute. Now, all of these numbers are bigger numbers. 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Like they kind of have an interesting succession to them. 6 and 4, then 5 and 6, then 4 and 5. It's kind of interesting. All right. So, yours is a little different with the Woodwives card being there. It's a little different in that it's not that you have adapted. It is that you need to adapt. You need to currently are. Y'all are going to get to watch me eat some peanuts. You need to, that wasn't even Lurleen that came out that time. Well, that was dumb. Okay. You've got to start more, Tammy. I'm sorry. Read the wrong lady's name. Jackie, you've got to start adapting more. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to hit all of the walls. Going on right now. I don't know if it's coming from a place of fear. I don't know if it's coming from a place of just hesitancy. Because we get in that too. We've had the door slammed in our face so many fucking times, we don't even want to go buy it anymore. Because why would you go buy it if it's just going to slam in your face? You know what I'm saying? But you have to start being more adaptive to the situations that pop up. Otherwise, all of these obstacles are going to continue. With you, the Reveal card is yours is literally the person that has done the most damage. You have to start working on forgiving that person. And I say this. The only person that resentment and all of that is you. It isn't bothering this other person at all. So you need to work on forgiving an obstacle holding you back. Ready for the Whopper job? This is the Money Masks card, the authentic stuff. Now, when it's Whopper job like this, it tells me moving like that. Which tells me that you've been having a hard time being your authentic self lately. And I completely understand that. Not say that you're having a problem being your authentic self because of this or this or this. You can be your authentic, especially when you're kind of afraid to be our authentic self because we know damn well that there are people around us that are not going to like it. Which it should be just the opposite. The people around you that are there for you should absolutely love your authentic self no matter what. But we all know. What I do find interesting is this, though. Just 38. So you have a card in the 60s, a card in the 50s, a card in the 40s, and a card in the 30s. It's a countdown. It's a countdown. You have to start being more adaptive because you're going to continue to hit all these obstacles with you. There's still a rift there. You have to start working on forgiving that person so you can close that rift. You also have to start learning when and where you can be your authentic self. Like I said, this is a countdown. 6, 5, 4, 3. It's a countdown. Okay? And we're always here. Oh my, honey. Yeah, that's a long time to be in a spot, to be in a position, and then have to shift. That's a lot. For all the follows on this account, I appreciate it. All right. Is it Katarina or Katrina? Katarina, isn't it? I'm so sorry. So you start off with the empty well. Time to replenish. Then you have the Dragon's Horde, which is protecting the future. But cat's okay too? Gotcha. You have the Dragon's Horde, which is protecting the future. Now we've got to look at this one. Because this right here talks about you giving literally everything you have to protect your future. But I need to know what. That's rest and renewal. Opportunity. Notice the colors. Notice the shift. So you've been giving every single thing you can. Dantini Bellini. You've been giving every single thing you can. All protecting all of the things on you for the future. But the problem is, there's nothing left to give at this point. There's nothing left to give. You have given every single drop of water out of that well. Because you're missing opportunities. And you will continue to miss. Your spiritual advisor is that you make it protect everything, just like it tends to happen. when you tell people they have to step up and be an adult, that tends to happen. About half the time, they want to step up and be the. Thank you, Teeny Lee. And the other half, they throw. I'm serious. It's good for them. Or then get out of the fucking way. Just saying what I'm saying. So, my friend, take a step back and get some rest. Renew all your energy. Nurture you, nurture yourself. Because you doing everything is it's too much. These two cards are dark, and these two are light and breezy and easy. Thank you, Kat. It is exhausting. It's obviously important for those two cards to be like super night and day. And these two together. It's obviously important. I would bet the universe has probably been giving you all the signs to take a step back and rest, and you haven't been doing it. Huh? My friend, it is exhausting, and they're taking advantage of your energy. So, let them do the things on their fucking own. You deserve all reward for how hard you've been working. Oh, thank you, Christine. Sweetie, you deserve it. You deserve the rest. You deserve the relaxation. Let them fend for themselves, okay? Seriously. Seriously. And they are going to fail. Thank you, teeny honey. I mean, they are going to fail. Especially the ones that clean it up or let them fail. And that's a decision you're going to have to make. You know? All right. Caitlin and Terry, Lisa, Eric, Jessica, Angela, and I need to refresh the list. Bitsy Poo. Wow, it kept my list in order. I'm shocked. So Angela and then Anita. All right, here we go. Make sure to keep this one whopper jawed. Well, Miss Caitlin. Miss Caitlin. Okay. Don't look at me spit peanuts. Honey. You really feel crazy right now, don't you? I wish I could give you a hug. You have connectivity. And then the water dog card was the balancing act, dances on one foot. And you have the root girl, the disowned self. This tells me is that you had a gift go through the roof. It didn't just pop back up. You didn't just open the door. This thing has shot through the roof. You've been struggling with getting it under control. You've been struggling with trying to figure out why this has gone through the roof like this. And you've been seeing every single connection that there is to see. And in seeing every connection that there is to see, it's gotten overwhelming. And it's gotten overwhelming to the point that you've been knocked off balance with it. Like, it's just that kind of insane. You've been knocked off balance with it. But the good thing about this overwhelming gift is that it has forced you to be who you are supposed to be. In forcing you to be who you are supposed to be, you also realize that you've been forcing yourself to be someone else for too long. So you're fighting against this disowned self and the actual person you should be. I said that wrong. Not the actual person you should be, the actual person you are. Honey, it will be okay. You will figure it out, I promise, okay? I wish there was some great book I could be like, hey, all your answers are here. Or I wish that I could be like, hey, here's this blah, 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 blah. Like, exactly the steps you need to take to get back to, fix all of this. But I don't, because everybody is different. You may have two people in front of you that both amazing clairvoyants, but one is in dreams and the other is in channeling. You may have two people in front of you that hear everything, that are some of the most amazing clairaudient gifts, users, workers that there are. But they're going to hear things differently. There's no set path of, okay, when your gift manifests, then this is how you got to do, and this is where there's none of that. You've got to figure it out for yourself, unfortunately. I wish I could help you. I wish I could just be like, hey, here's a checklist. Ka-ba-cha. Seeing the dances on one foot starting to come upwards, starting to be right side up, it tells me that you've got a better grasp on this than you're giving yourself credit for. You might feel crazy. You might feel disowned, and you might feel like your authentic self may need a grippy sock vacation, but you are getting this right here correct. It's almost there, okay? Honey, I promise you've got this. I also promise you're not crazy. I mean, we're all a little crazy, but I promise you're not absolute batshit crazy, okay? I know it's a lot. I know it's overwhelming. And I know that there are so many times when you look around at everybody else in the room with you and go, I wonder if they know that I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? We all look around sometimes and like, I wonder what they're thinking about me right now. Do they think I'm crazy? You know what I mean? Honey, let them think what they're going to think. Let them think what they're going to think. Your gifts are way more heightened than theirs, and they're not at a place where they can understand. Okay? They're not a place where they can understand. And that's something all of you need to know. When your gifts really turn on, there aren't very many people that are going to understand in your circle unless you were raised in a family where this was normal. Not everybody is going to understand this because they're not at the level of being able to understand it yet. And some people never will be at that level. So, does that make sense, my friend? I love you right back, sugar. You continue embracing this. You continue balancing. And you continue being yourself, even when you feel super disconnected. Oh, yeah. Hang on, Christine. Are you not a moderator either? What am I doing with my life? There you go. You are now. I agree. I think that's why the pharmaceutical companies make so much money as well. Because when gifts start to manifest, it can look like other things. So did you guys know that in other cultures, when someone starts to show signs of a mental illness,
they dope them up.
One of the first things that they do is they take them to the elder, the medicine man, the shaman, whatever. They take them to the elder. And the elder starts to train them and starts to teach them how to work with this and how to use it. Now, they also, most of these places don't have the pharmaceutical company that the US does. It just wants to shove pills down everybody. There was a big study done with, there was a neurologist who was actually looking for something completely different. He was doing a study and had a really bad car accident. And with this car accident, suddenly he started hearing things. Thought he was going crazy, thought it was from the, you know, the brain injury. And so he started doing some on himself and so on. And he found out that when he was hearing some of these things, they were always correct. So he really delved down the path of learning about this because he saw the stigmata that he gained from having a brain injury. Even though he is this brilliant man, neuroscientist, he gained a stigmata. Other places, other cultures, etc., do not treat people the way we treat them here. This scientist actually found that there were several people that had been in mental institutions since they were younger kids that were basically doped beyond where they needed to be doped to shut their gifts off. One of these young men, he got permission from the family to take to see one of these shamans, let them train him and so on. And this kid started doing the best he had ever done in his life. And a judge ordered him to come back. They over-medicated him again, and he ended up taking his own life. So, the way we treat people here is ridiculous. I don't remember the name of the documentary, and I need to find it because it's a great documentary. It's a great documentary. Anyway, I digress. Let's do Miss Suzanne. So yeah. And right now, so many people have their gifts opening up and going to the fucking roof that they're afraid to tell people, especially if they don't have anybody in this realm to talk to. They're afraid to tell people because that just means they're probably going to get put on medications or label is crazy or broken, whatever. And God forbid that that happens, you know? I think I've just gotten to the point where, you know, I don't care. I just don't care. You know. All right. There we go. Yes. Miss Suzanne, you ready? So let me address that question. As Buddhist, Bodhi sends Buddhist, but you mentioned witch. I'm confused. Witch is only used in lack of a better term. I have actually taken my Buddhist precepts. I took them years ago. And I follow a lot of the teachings of Buddha. Especially the Tibetan Buddhism form. Tibetan Buddhism mirrors a lot of folk magic in a very interesting way. The reason that I chose the name Bodhi is because it is short for Bodhisattva. And I've talked about this a few times. Doing this and going by that name, I in no way felt worthy of that, because a Bodhisattva is somebody, and probably my Oklahoman murders that word, is somebody that gives up their own enlightenment to help other people find worthy of that name. But like, I legit have a problem. All right, I got to get through these because it's midnight. Otherwise, all right, I got to get through these because it's midnight. Otherwise, we're gonna be reading tomorrow. All right. If YouTube will work, that'd be great. Miss Suzanne, you start off with the jeweled web, which is connectivity. Then you have the dust devil, which is moving out of stagnation. Both great cards to see. I haven't even turned the other ones over yet. This card keeps popping up now. It's the next one to make fun of. The authentic self, the many masks. Then you have overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. So, Miss Suzanne, what I find very interesting about this is this talks about you seeing all the connections. Not only you seeing all the connections, but with you seeing the connections, it's allowing, okay, so you know in all those sci-fi movies where you see people and they're like, they suddenly just get it, and all of a sudden they see the world for what it is, and it's like they kind of shift up over the world, like in the Matrix, you know what I mean, where they can kind of shift and see everything. That's literally what's happening. So as you've been seeing all this connectivity, it's allowed you to kind of do this, where with all the interconnectivity, you're able to kind of rise up above all of this lower level bullshit. And when you're out of all the lower level bullshit, then you're not sitting there in that just mud with everybody else. I mean, the lotus grows out of the most nasty mud. You're starting to get out of the mud. And I think that you're starting to see yourself getting out of the mud. You're starting to see this. I don't think that you're to these two yet. I think these two are on the way. I think now you're in the moving out of stagnation. I'm gonna sneeze. I can feel it coming. So as you're moving out of stagnation, these are stop, one or the other. I hate that feel. You have all of these different masks you wear. Thank you, Vegas, for money. You're starting to see you have all these different masks you wear. And in seeing all these different masks, it's like you're looking around them and going, that one's bullshit. And I hate wearing that one. I probably do without that one. You know what I mean? Like you just start picking them apart. And that's hard. That it's really hard to get to your authentic self. Everyone struggles with it. Everyone. Once you start really peeling back a lot of those masks that you've worn for so long and put them back on, it gets easier to get down. Sometimes we allow those masks to, they are these masks. That the pull in all of the overflow, overwhelm and plenty, necessarily like just buried in money of how it's supposed to be. Call it. Not only is it scary sometimes, but we're not taught to believe that. We're not taught to expect that. We're not taught to expect it. Getting out of stagnation now. YouTube is a lot for me right now. YouTube is a lot for me right now. The moving out of stagnation is sometimes the hardest part, because we get used to being in the stagnation and we get comfortable being there. We get comfortable being in the mud because it's warm and it's squishy. We've been here for a while. We know a lot of the other people in the mud. So we just like staying in the mud. We all want to be the lotus, but we don't really want to take the trip up there because the water's dark and murky and you don't really know what's in it. So you just sit in the mud, dream about being the lotus. Eventually, you have to peel away all of the leaves and open up. I'm glad, Miss Suzanne. I'm glad. Glad I could help. All right, Miss Carrie. Oh, thank you, Kat. Ooh, okay. You get 2 cards. And they both came out kind of jawed. All right. Carrie, here we go. So the first card that came out is the right use of power, and it fell out just like this. But the other one fell out on the other side of it. It's interesting. This is the Winter's Dream, the gestation period. So you're kind of locked in a vicious cycle right now, aren't you? You either feel super powerful or you feel like you're stuck. Like there is no in between. Powerful or stuck. No in between. I love you right back. I love you right back, Suzanne. No in between. So here's what I'm going to say about these cards, because they are both whopper jawed. This combulated, yep. These are both whopper jawed. When you feel super powerful, channel some of that back to when you felt like you were in a holding pattern. And when you feel like you're in a holding pattern, channel some of that forward for when You feel like you're too powerful. I know that sounds stupid, but seriously. Be thankful for the time that you have that stuck, that gestation period. Because without that, you wouldn't appreciate the power. And be thankful for the time that you have that power, because without that, you wouldn't recognize that stuck, the gestation period. This is anything. You have to have one for both of them. Okay? Be thankful. My leg is itching like crazy. You have to have one to appreciate the other, honey. So enjoy the power and enjoy the pause. It's a power pause. Just say, good night, Miss Suzanne, honey. Does that make sense, Carrie? We all swing wildly back and forth like that, trust me. I do all the time, and it's infuriating. It's infuriating. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. All right, let's see here. We can turn my tips up. I think they are anyway, but better safe than sorry, because we're getting down to the end of the list. There's nothing like thinking that you're almost done and then sneaking in there, and then you're like, oh shit. Bitsy, you are so funny. Tap like your life. You're okay. You got time. You got time. You are so funny. Just and Smitty. Yeah, y'all be fine. Got it. Y'all be fine. Thanks, Faith. We got a new call. It'll send it back. Reading in a row that this has happened. And I have fooled every time. Repeatedly. Then you have teachability. Yeah, YouTube is having horrible TikTok moments. Then you have the wall, which is obstacles. And then you have straddling between worlds. So, Miss Lisa, you're fixing to no, but it does come in lotion too. Just saying. So one of the things this weekend, guys, I'll have some bundles of things like that. I use the Rich Witch. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Couldn't help it. All right. Lisa's like, look, bitch, I don't care about you. Cards. All right. Through the connectivity. You are cool. I'm crazy. Sweet. On the rabbit hole. And you just suddenly were like, oh. You had, and no matter how hard you try to push forward right now, got hard. It tells me that right now, wait for YouTube to just on this cycle. Move around on the wall. You already stole, even if you just wake up pissed. Pay attention to everything that goes along with your. Okay? I am just saying what I'm saying. That's where your answer lies, honey, is in your dreams and the things that you're remembering and the things that you're bringing back. Okay? Oh, are you really? If you guys get sigils I do for you tattooed, I want to see them. Oh, I am so far. So I gotta figure out getting YouTube to not be doing this shit. Eric's were very straightforward, matter of fact. All right. So Eric, you have the netcaster, which is plans coming to fruition. Then you have the stranger, which is curiosity. And then you have the deep dive, which is diving deep into a task. And then you have the wall, the obstacles. So you're fixing to run forward with no stops and then hit the wall. I mean, that's pretty much overview. The things that you place, Eric, are going to start. Can't get caught. Pay attention, because a lot of the things that are going to start happening at first are little tiny things, and you're probably not going to notice at first, because that's the way the universe usually puts them in. It's really funny. You just have all the little hooks for the big things. Does that make sense? So you're going to start having all of these humongous things cascade down. Just fall into place. All these plans that you've been working on so long, just all of a sudden, all little hooks, all these little tiny things are going to be getting into place first. And I think a lot of these little things are going to get into place about the time that the mid-level plans start popping in, that you're going to have this curiosity, because you're going to have this curiosity in that, did I manifest that, or did I work hard, or did somebody else manifest this, or is this karma? Like, you're going to start delving down that rabbit hole. Okay, that's the deep dive. Start down, did I actually manifest this? Did I actually do this? Did I actually put in motion, or is it just wishful thinking? Or, I mean, technically that's what manifesting is. So here's the thing, because this last card, when we all start to happen, and then we're like, oh man, now I gotta fall down the rabbit hole of, did I really do that? And we start to second guess ourselves, and we second guess our abilities and our skills and everything like that. That's when we hit the wall. So when you start taking this deep dive, Eric, you need to pause yourself before you get too far down there. If you allow yourself to go way too far down that deep dive, that's when you're going to hit the wall. All and start to come to fruition, and everything you've worked for starts to just fall into place. Like, it's a don't question. I mean, we all do. sit and dwell on the question and take that. You don't want that to happen. So, at least yours was more, you can head this off. You can head this off, Eric. So, all right, Miss Jessica Carmona. I have got to get my ass to bed. Some of y'all staying up awful late. So far, YouTube is working how it's supposed to. That makes me happy. That is too many. I don't mind 2, but not 5. There we go. All right. Here we go, Miss Jessica. Okay. Wait till you see how the colors shift in this goes. So you have the unmarked trail, which is revelation. Then you have the crown game, which is the right use of power. Aw, thank you, Kat. Then you have the watcher, which is transpersonal. And then you have gathering around, which is the power of community. Now, I want you to look at the colors and how they're sandwiched between the greens. So, you're about to really just delve down a path that you've never delved down before. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Because a lot of times people get too scared to go down the path they've never been down. It's dark. This path over here is where everybody else is, and it's wide open and it's sunshiny, and there's no hills or rocks. It's just this massive road where everybody is going like cattle. So the unmarked trail is exactly where the amazing shit happens. Scary shit too. As you go down this trail, as you step out into something different, just know that you're going to come across people that know a smidge of what you know. And then you're going to come across people that know a ton, way more than what you know. And then you're going to come across people that say they know a ton, but they don't even know a smidge. You've got to figure out which one is which. You've got to navigate through here and help the ones that just know a little bit, and learn from the ones that know a lot, and steer clear of the ones that say they know a lot but yet don't know shit. Those are the ones that are gonna hang you up. Pay attention to all the details from this point forward. All the little details. Because this Watcher's card right here talks about watching all of the transpersonal aspects that go into everybody dealing with, talking to, living with everybody else. Most people do not pay attention to the details of other people. Unless they really, they love this person's in their family, but even then, they don't pay attention to a lot of the detail. They just don't. But paying attention to the detail is exactly where this comes in. And this is the power of community. When you pay attention to the detail, you start to see the people that you need to learn from and the people that you need to help. Okay? So, just know, you need to pay attention to the details. Details are key for you to find the community and for you to stay clear of those people that pretend that they know shit that don't know anything. But again, I'm proud of you for stepping onto the unmarked path, because that's a hard decision to make. And some people end up just standing there staring at it and never moving forward in either direction. They just stand there and stare. So, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the path. Pay all the attention. And if you need us, we're here. If you need us, we're here. Aww. I'm glad, honey. Y'all are, oh my God, y'all are taking this shit serious. Miss Angela Price. Have Angela and then Miss Minnie. Miss Ankita. Y'all are so sweet. All right. Take a break. Oh, I love you guys so much. Oh my God, drive-by hearts. Thank you guys. I still got to do a class for me. Oh, thank you, Miss Bitsy. I still got to do a class for everybody getting me on my other account to the old number, the 500,000 the other night. When I get my lives back. When I get my life back. Okay. Card. We had chats. We was out to have words, sir. All right, Miss Angela, you ready? Ready? You start off with the benefactor, which is grace and generosity. Then you have straddling words, which is, and then you have deep, quiet stillness and meditation. The Miss Ann, why do I feel like you had someone gift you some gifts? Why do I feel like, maybe it's not gift you some gift. It's like they opened gifts for you. They gifted an opening for you. I hope that makes sense. It's literally like something they did gifted the opening of these gifts for you. But with the opening of these gifts, it kind of has you reeling, wandering back and forth. Sometimes you're still in the normal, and sometimes you're in the spiritual, and vice versa. So here's the problem with that, with wandering back and forth between realms. You don't really have the time or the means to manifest completely in one or the other. You start to manifest in one, and then you just kind of go back over here, and then you start to manifest over there, and then you kind of go back over here. But now you got to start over because you want to manifest something different. So you start over, and then, well, maybe you just come back over here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not staying on one side long enough to let these preparations happen. You're going to have to pick a side, and you're going to have to stay there for a little bit. You're going to stay there for a little bit. Because if you don't, you're going to have this continue to happen until you get to the point where you just don't want to act anymore. And so that gift is going to go right back into the box where it was. Now, because you have the damn yawn, the deep quiet card, the meditation and stillness, it tells me that, and where it is with yours, it tells me that you need to do that more. I don't think that you're a person that can just sit and meditate, but just being able to quiet your mind enough where you can yourself be on one side of the fence or the other, make yourself straddle the realms less, help you really plan everything come to fruition. Once you learn to shift back and forth on purpose, I will say that it's an extremely powerful thing. Your personal power will go through the absolute roof the first time that you shift on your own. I'm saying what I'm saying. It's an amazing feeling. But I understand doing it without realizing you're doing it. Whoever this was that opened this up for you, I feel like they didn't warn you. I feel like it just happened and you're kind of still reeling from it. And I'm sorry. People shouldn't do that without giving everybody else, without giving the whole story. You know what I mean? It'd be like, hey, let me sell you this brand new car for $2,000. And you're like, why is it only $2,000? You mean $2,000 down? No, just $2,000. Okay, well, what's wrong with it? Nothing. It's great. It's a great car. And they just give you some little shit story. So you drive off in this new car. And 3 miles down the road, it breaks down on you. That's exactly what they did. They happily sold you the opening of these gifts, and they didn't bother to tell you that it was going to break down on you a couple miles down the road until you're like, but like that. Be careful who you allow to open up some of your gifts, okay? Be careful who you allow to open up some of your gifts, because if they just blow the door wide open, it gives you no time to process. It gives you no time to process. So yeah. All right, Miss Minnie. Miss Minnie is my last one, and then I'm going to take my butt to bed because I have. You're welcome, Miss Angela, honey. I have a full day tomorrow. Get up, take a shower, look all purtified for all my shit. Woo! Not drop card. All right. That these keep coming out in big old chunks like this. I'm paying attention. It's like kind of a hard-headed chunk. You know what I mean? All right. Here we go. Miss Minnie. You also be up the finger splint. Oh, Lord. I mean, I get it. Miss Minnie. You have the empty well, a time to replenish. Then you have the vanishing mirror, which is letting go of ego. Then you have ancestral wisdom. And then you have the first breath, which is the beginner's mind. Sweetie, you've got to make a shift. You have got to make a change. When the empty well shows up first, it means that There's nothing there. There's nothing left. There's nothing left to replenish. There's nothing left to refresh you with. There's nothing left to continue on the path you're on. There's no water for the flowers. But seeing the vanishing mirror next to it, it tells me that you're not ready to let it go. For some reason, you still feel like the well is going to fill back up. But it's not. It's not. I have a feeling that there's been a lot of ancestral signs going on. Things you don't always see, that you shouldn't just see public, are suddenly popping up. A lot of ancestor messages popping up. And I would not be surprised if you've been dreaming of them as well. They're trying to open up something new for you. They're trying to open up a whole new well for you. But you have to be willing to take that step, and you have to be willing to look at everything that has happened before in a new light. You also have to be willing to let more of this ego go. Because if you don't let more of this ego go, if you don't let go of some of the things that have been key for you in the past, you're going to continue to stay in this empty well. And it's never going to get any fuller. It has been depleted for too long. It cannot refill anymore. So, I know that was a heavy read and I got lost in that for a minute. Sorry. It is a heavy read. I love this. I drew one more card. By looking at everything with the beginner's mind all over again, not only is it going to help you be more graceful and generous, the universe is going to be more graceful and generous to you. Okay? So don't stress about all of this. Just do the best you can to walk away from that place of ego and look at things brand new again. The universe will take care of you, honey. The universe will take care of you. I promise. Okay? So, with that being said, that was my last one. So I'm going to close YouTube out over here. Thank you guys for